think if I can remember what brought us to Ottawa, I think as I reflect on what brought us to Ottawa, I think there was this real desire that I think we all have to find a way to live our authentic self, and what that means fleshed out. And for me, it was a question of how was I gonna take this intensity, this passion I had in life, and how was I going to live it out in a holistic, interconnected local life. And it was also about how was I going to help shape and build a church and be part of what that looked like for something that I had never seen or imagined before. It was a few years ago. It was the winter of 2012, and we were coming home to Ottawa to visit for a break. And we had been on this journey where we had gone from coast to coast of Canada, really searching for where God was having us and where God was going to bring us to. I met with this pastor who was pastoring this church plant in my old neighborhood that I had grown up in, that I never thought I would return back to. And he tells me about a vision for a church, that's connected in its community. That's a vision of a church that is so rooted that it's part of the story of the neighborhood. And it was as if someone put words to something I had been searching for my entire life.
Yeah, when my wife and I moved from Vancouver to Ottawa, the dream was really to see a church established that was rooted in neighborhoods around the city that were then linked together to be one church. And so our vision is really just to have proximity and faithful presence in our neighborhoods, where our work life and our family life and our friends in the school is all integrated. And so that we can do this life on life, making disciples in the day-to-day.
And I heard this vision, and I said, I have to be part of this. This has to be part of my story. This has to be part of who we are going forward. And as we stepped back and took some time to pray about it, we sat in that and realized, I think we need to move to Ottawa. I think there was this vision of how they wanted a church plant. And it wasn't by growing a Sunday service or a weekend expression of a church and having people come into it. It was planting in pockets of neighborhoods that were around the city that had different personalities. You see, because when you take a look at a city, and when you take a look at Ottawa and probably most major cities, neighborhoods play a vital role in the personality and the life of the city. There are these natural boundaries, whether they're caused by major roads or waterways or highways that divide the city or major landmarks within the city. There are these dividing marks in a city that really divide people and put people into different ways of life. And because of where they live, the rhythms of their lives are different. And the natural flowing of their life looks different from neighborhood to neighborhood. This church's strategy for growth was to plant churches in different neighborhoods, to be able to contextualize a message, to be able to contextualize the message of hope and the message of the gospel to these unique and different personalities. And I thought this was genius. And then on top of that, what binds them together is this network that helps them share resources, helps them collaborate, helps them avoid isolation, and really brings unity. In 2014, our family took this kind of crazy leap of faith, and we moved to Ottawa. We didn't have a job. We didn't really have any security blanket underneath us, other than there was a community of faith we were joining. It was about 6-7 months into that I was approached and asked the question, What would it look if you were part of it? What would it look like if you were part of helping to build what the network could be? Because we don't have that right now, and we need that. We're still a relatively young church plant, and living in a post-Christian setting, we don't have the resources to do what we want to do. And so that's where we're reaching out to our community, our extended community that's beyond Ottawa. And we're asking for help, we're asking for partners. And what we're really asking for people to invest in is what I believe is the future of the church as a whole. I think that as we go through the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, we're going to see a radical shift in how people live their lives. And we're going to see a radical shift that the church is going to have to adopt. We need your help. We're realizing we just can't do this on our own. We need people to bring their gifts. We need encouragement. We need prayer support. We need financial gifts that will help us pay the rent and put food on our table. I know ultimately God's going to guide us and God's going to lead us, but I can't help but wonder how many people are out there and you're wondering, you're looking for something that's authentic. You're looking for an expression of what church could be that is that you haven't quite found. And I think it's out there. I think it's out there for all of us. And I'm really glad I kept searching. I'm really glad I didn't settle for something, and I kept listening to that voice inside of me saying, go, there's something more, and there's something deeper.